As we experience an increase in the production and sale of electric vehicles around the world as several countries try to reduce their carbon emission rate, electric vehicles today are regarded to be the most environmentally friendly way of transportation. However, they have their share of negatives too. Hello guys, and welcome to another exciting video from our channel, eMotion. In this video today, we're going to learn about the negatives of owning an electric vehicle, what problems you possibly might face, and how to resolve them. But before we start, make sure you stay tuned till the end and are subscribed to our channel. Let's begin. While the demand for electric vehicles today continues to soar high, there are lots of negatives that haven't been addressed yet by the energy companies and the EV and manufacturers. Here are those negatives that you need to know about. Number 1. Difficulty in setting charging stations. Widespread fast charging is difficult, particularly because of the way our electric grid works. The power grids work on alternate currents, which cannot charge batteries. That's why you don't plug your smartphone using AC power. Instead, you connect it to an AC to DC inverter, which is the power brick of the charger. For example, a standard iPhone charging inverter outputs 5 watts of electricity, which is enough to charge the phone's 11 watt-hour battery in less than a couple of hours. Comparing it to the battery of a base model Tesla Model 3, which comprises a 50 kilowatt-hour battery, is almost 4,500 times larger. Therefore, it requires a much higher wattage power inverter to charge the battery fast. The Tesla Model 3 includes a 7.7 kilowatt inverter that can take AC power from common sources, for example, a common wall outlet, and transform it into DC power to charge the battery. To be able to charge a Tesla Model 3 from 0 to 100% in less than 30 minutes, you must require a higher wattage inverter to generate electricity faster, that is between 120 to 250 kilowatts. 250 kilowatt inverters are more expensive than electric vehicles alone, which are the size of a large refrigerator. For fast charging, the inversion process needs to be offloaded. That's what a DC fast charger does. Bypassing the inverter, it charges the battery directly, and that way it supplies a huge quantity of direct current power to the battery. Electric vehicles have a possibility of gaining the mass market for cost and range, but increasing that charging time, that's going to be troublesome. As a result, this charging problem is the only thing that resists electric vehicles from adapting. Number 2. The information mismatch. It's not difficult to open the valve of your gas tank and insert the pump. Plugging in an EV is also not difficult, but the devil is in the details. For example, you might visit 4 different public chargers on the same day and receive 4 different charging speeds. One plug might give you 3 miles per hour, another 13 miles per hour, a third 27 miles per hour, and a fourth 180 miles in 30 minutes. Whatever happens at the gas station, you understand it only takes about 5 minutes to fill up your tank once you're on the road. Charging requires some forethought. Again, it's not an exact science, but you must be aware of the details of the vehicle you're driving and be aware of a station's capability while you're out in public. You must also be aware that a charger exists in the first place. The same may be said for home chargers. Installing a level 2 charger in your house will recharge your power in 4 hours for a decent cost, $500 to $600 in most situations. Most individuals don't have the time or interest to investigate these issues, and there isn't much open appeal to improve things. Number 3. There are not enough fast chargers. Even though money isn't an issue, it's tough to fast charge your automobile in many US cities. You have to go through unknown places and try to find chargers in large parking lots where GPS has been known to fail. The simple issue is that there aren't quite sufficient locations to charge an electric vehicle at a reasonable rate. The problem is much worse on the highway. Projects to construct fast chargers besides state freeways are only starting underway, so this issue may be resolved in future years. Unfortunately, if you do want to recharge your car while driving between East Coast locations, your choices for fast charging are limited. This is an issue that even California is dealing with. Number 4. Increase in price. Perhaps because of Tesla's popularity, some charging station operators treat EVs as a status symbol and haven't been hesitant about imposing exorbitant fees. As a result, EV users may end up paying $20 or more for a range of 40 miles. This sort of price gouging typically renders a station useless to drivers who purchased a low-cost EV with the anticipation of paying very little on gas. The installation of electric vehicle charging stations requires a large sum of money. The cost of the components of a common charging station may vary. A level 2 charger costs $2,500 and may cost up to $35,800 for a DC fast charger. These pricing comparisons exclude installation expenses and so-called soft costs, such as authorization process management, regulations, and utility hookups. These expenditures raise the question of who should continue to pay for the building of all these stations. A simple search of charging stations applications reveals that the most costly chargers are often left unused, which negates the point of putting a plug-in in the first place. Perhaps the influx of low-cost, long-distance EVs will compel station operators to reconsider. Electricity isn't a luxurious thing, thus it shouldn't be charged as such. Of course, additional government-run charging stations in public locations at affordable costs would be beneficial as well. Number 5, you might be iced. Have you ever been iced before? It's worse than being iced by an opposition coach who calls a timeout when you're about to make a field goal or shoot a foul shot with the game on the line. The reference here is to a gas-powered, internal combustion engine automobile owner who, like Janice in accounting, doesn't care about your affordable little electric car difficulties and parks her F-150 where you expected to charge. We admit that several people ice a plug-in driver unintentionally, but we personally believe that those who do it on purpose try to dominate the field. The only alternatives, ticketing or seizing the offending vehicle, might appear harsh, but you really can't even teach some people basic manners. In this situation, the only effective remedial option is the stick approach. We dread contemplating what might happen if a brand spanking new Prius blocked access to a petrol station. Many viral video footage shows people being enraged with electric vehicles, causing them to damage them, ruin public superchargers, or even illegally park an ICE vehicle in a charging area. Number 6, charger compatibility. The second-level charger was developed in a fairly cohesive way, and all automakers except Tesla adopted the same charge port style. The SAE combined charging system is used by the majority of automakers. CHAdeMO is used by Nissan and Mitsubishi, and Tesla Supercharger is adopted by Tesla. Vehicle compatibility is distinct from global vehicle access to gas stations, and it might be a significant impediment to the widespread adoption of electric vehicles. Nowadays, automobile and energy firms, as well as business owners such as managers of parking lots, garages, shopping malls, and stores, are attempting to entice EV customers to pay for the construction of charging stations. When it comes to installing one in your home, though, it's a very different situation. To sum up, there really are undoubtedly certain challenges that concern electric cars. However, this should not prohibit you from discovering what all these types of cars have to provide. All indications point to electric vehicles dominating in the short future, so it would be essential to have a handle on them as well. That's all for today. Thanks for watching the video. If you found this video useful, be sure to check out the other videos on our channel. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting content. See you in the next video.